All right, you know what time it is, my friends. It's time for another 10-minute rapid chess game with your friend Ranbir. Let's see how this one goes. My opponent is rated 1341, so we're roughly the same, and they are from the Netherlands. Hope things are doing good over there, my friend. Okay, so we have a little e4, e5 action as usual. King's pawn opening, king's knight variation. Let's bring my knight out to c6. Nice and standard. So you've seen this position in my games before, so the threat, if you can call it that here, is bishop takes knight. Then I recapture with either pawn, but at the end of that, this pawn is then up for grabs by this knight. So what I like to do here is just play pawn to d6, solidify the center here, and if bishop takes, I'm happy to recapture and promote this b pawn into a c pawn. Just have a little bit better control of the center here. I don't mind these double pawns because I do end up with the bishop here at the end of that variation. This works out good for me more often than not, I'd say, you know. So now, develop the bishop deeper into the position. They're kicking it away. So see, they just push a little further. So now, you know, bishop comes here. It's an automatic. Don't waste any time on the clock when there's an automatic move. Now they're really going for broke. So my thought is here, if they have any sense, they won't castle kingside. They're castling queenside. I could still castle queenside, or my king could just end up right here in this little cozy box in the center of the board. Biggest threat here is trapping the bishop. So I need to solve for that. So I'm going to create what I like to call my cozy little hobbit hole for the bishop. And that may have been was it a mistake? See here. So if I didn't play that, I could have won this pawn which was hanging. But then if this was played, I wouldn't have anywhere really to go except here maybe, and my bishop would have got a bit disoriented, I think. You know, time will tell if that was a blunder or not. Now, let's develop this bishop. Next move, knight will come here to just open up potential castling. I say potential because these pawns are looking quite menacing here. This knight is only defended by the queen. Now it's defended by nobody, so that's something to keep in mind. Threat here is winning this pawn. Let's just put the queen there. I think that's solid. There's no way to dislodge the queen immediately. Knight here is almost automatic to castle. Now let's see this, right? Which piece are they going to drop in here? Are they going to blunder a rook? That would be great. I always love it when my opponent blunders a rook. They have three options, right? They can capture with the pawn, capture with the knight, capture with the bishop. Decisions. There. So they're going for more trades. I don't mind that since my position is kind of sketchy here. Need to keep an eye on this pawn. If I develop knight here, king still guards it, so that's fine. This pawn is attacked once, defended once. There's no way immediately to attack it twice. What if I just come in here? So my thought here is come in here, which doesn't work immediately because this pawn is hanging. What if I could get in a position where this pawn didn't matter as much? I just don't want the pawn to fall with check, right? Because if my king can invade, threatening to capture here, and at the end of that still be hitting the knights. I think I'm overthinking it. This is not the critical moment. Let's just keep going here. Let's go here and still leave these kinds of ideas in play. Next move, I think I'll put king here. Won't connect rooks, but it's just too cray. Now, what if I bring queen in here now? Block castling. They'll just play knight here, knight defends the other knight, and they'll castle anyway. So there's no need to think about such things. Bishop here is nice though. What if I do bishop here? Once again, that's slightly annoying, right? Blockading this pawn a little bit. There's no pawn to kick this bishop out of here. They will have to play knight here, and then that'll allow me to trade off one more piece. And that'll de-promote this knight backwards. Once again, give me just a little bit extra time to cover up everything here. Okay, they could have just pushed this pawn. Didn't think about that. Do I just propose a queen trade here? Then if this pawn is a little weak, because basically if I push this, they could come in here. Queen can't capture. King can't capture because the queen hangs, but bishop can still come back and recapture. So that's the idea there. Let's just do this. Get the king off of this diagonal. Now they're gonna castle. The queen's on the other side of the board for my king, so that helps me a tiny bit. Now this move makes more sense, especially now. Okay, double attack, double defense, triple defense. No immediate threat. Let's push this pawn. I'm tempted to do this and bring this rook in here too. With this bishop here, it's a handy defender. Let's go for it. Need to get some time back on the clock. Down 2 minutes, as usual. If I'm playing a game, you best believe I'm down 2 minutes. 1 minute into the game somehow. Okay. This is my play. Get both rooks as close to the king side as possible. And I'm not looking too bad here at the moment. This double defense of this pawn is critical. It could very easily become a triple defense again. Okay, nothing yet. Here loses, here loses. Let's just not waste any time. Come in here. Get this move in, get the queen in here somehow. I think they'll probably play queen here. Stay on this diagonal. Then something like this, give them more maneuverability to go back. If they come in here, that's kind of like, or like back here maybe. Back here, but then they're lined up with this bishop. Maybe back here, here. They might just do a kind of a reorienting thing here or something. That'll buy me time if they go for that. I've got a king without a castle right now. Okay, so still proposing this. Now, if we trade, if we trade, this pawn still doesn't fall because it'll only be attacked once. Let's try it. Propose it. See what they say. This pawn is weak. This seems natural eventually. But then this queen coming out here also frees up Alfred to keep moving. Especially if this comes first. I have ideas like doubling up here once this queen is not threatening this pawn. Okay, perfect. Now, if I capture this way, I like this better because then my knights can start coming in here. So what about this? If I can get knight b6, knight a4 in, double attack on this pawn. Okay, so so am I gonna box in my pieces if I put this guy here? They'll come in here and this bishop won't be lost, it's defended. But it loses a lot of mobility. This is tough. But I mean, what kind of mobility does it have now? Here? Or like something like here? And like, long term, I would have loved to get this in, and then hit the king side. But I don't think that'll happen. I don't want to lose a lot of momentum here with whatever they're planning. I like this and maybe this to really just keep the king, the knight out of my hair. If they capture back with the knight or something, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Let's go for my play. Oh, sorry, then I can't capture back with a knight. So if I come in here, they're dropping in with effect against this piece. Is there another move that helps me out here? No, I don't think so. Let's go for my plan. Here. If I can provoke this, then push that, even better. Okay, so they're going for that. That's fine. This square is still cut off from the knight, so the knight can't jump in here and take my bishop and wreck the pawn structure. I'm down 1:20 on the clock. Next move, I don't see anything that would stop me from just going automatic a4. Except this, obviously. But then if that comes in... Okay, so this is tempting, right? Yeah, it is. Let's do it. You have to move, or you give up the exchange. Or you just give me a rook. If you want to give me a rook, that's fine. Those are the games I do best in, when my opponent just gives me a rook. Okay, they're back. Boom, double attack. Now this knight, if this knight's worth its salt, it'll move back for a triple defense. That's pretty nifty. So defended once, there, defended 3 times. Great. So now this does not work, and it's triple defended. So even if a triple attack comes in, nothing. Now this bishop is like a lot more powerful. Should I reorient to this guy? Okay, let's go in here. Try to get a trade. If this happens, I want this file to stay open. If not, double the pawns. Or now you move back. Okay, perfect. Do I want to correct my pawn structure? No, because then I have no initiative. I have no attack. I want to keep this side open. Once again, nothing yet. This is happening. So before that happens, come in here, keep my plan, but then I also have the flexibility to move back this way. Okay, beautiful. That's fine. I'll give this pawn up temporarily to weaken the king side. Actually, if this pawn can't be taken because I win a rook. So they have to push or leave the tension. If they leave the tension, takes, I win a pawn that way. If they push, takes, I win a pawn that way. So I'm winning a pawn here, according to my calculations. According to my calculations. Okay, what are you going to do? Up a minute. They're up a minute. If they go in for the double attack, I have to bring this rook back. And then I lose my momentum here. Then I no longer have any plans of winning a rook. That's fine. Just make the move. If it's an automatic move, just make it, win some time back. So they could temporarily win a pawn now. Okay, that's fine. Let's come in here. There's no way to defend this pawn. If they come in here and I take, they win this rook. But then I create a pass pawn. So I lose the exchange, get a pass pawn in that variation. Or I just don't react. Okay, perfect. Take you something like this to threaten this pawn. We'll bring the king up, and then they might blunder, and then I can, not blunder, but they might make a mistake, and then I can win another pawn and then trade a rook off. So right now we're back to even material. This bishop's not doing too bad after all. Okay, so they're not letting me do that. Let's just bring it back. Keep the rooks connected, nice and solid. We're at even time now. Now it's just about speed. Play solid moves, quick enough. Just don't lose on time. Just throw a check in, nothing fancy. So I have ideas here. This is interesting because if I take this, it'll just coordinate the rooks for a second. So I'm going to try something fancy here. What I'm going to try is takes, rook here, rook back, check. No, it doesn't work because the king's in the corner. Okay, I'm up 40 seconds here. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, just take the piece. Or you know what? Now I can save the piece here and hit this pawn twice. I'll hit the pawn twice, and then I can hit it 3 times. They'll capture this pawn, but that will then leave the guarding of the second rank, and I could end up with some activity there. Okay, so they're trying like something like this. It's okay. All the discoveries I protect, so no concerns right now. Let's just move you back as planned. Rook to a7, then rook to a8. Triple attack. We'll start with the double attack because this. Okay, okay. So that's kind of worrying here. How about I just pop you in there to defend and defend both pawns. King's doing double duty. The king, I don't feel like it'll get overextended. Not yet, at least. I'm up to 50 seconds on the clock now. No jump here. There's a jump here for a double attack. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough call. I need to go here. So there's a true double defense of this pawn. Still trying to get a7 in. They haven't given me a moment, but they've given me time on the clock by trying to come up with an active plan themselves. Whereas I'm playing more to the clock now. Double attack. Okay. Double defense. And still keeping this threat alive. They can come in here with this check, then I sidestep it, still defend the pawn. I think this rook here first. It's doing less. Okay. So now takes, I'm not concerned. Oof. No, I am concerned. Oh shit. Okay. Shit. Okay. Don't stress. Don't stress, my friend. Just go in here. This, like, yeah, this, I think that was a critical move that I missed. But just a matter of what do they want to take with. Okay, so I'm not gonna, I'll just let them take, and here, let's go with this. Just to reduce the pressure on me a little bit. I'll be down a whole piece, but okay, that's fine. Move you here, get opposition, move the king out of the way. This check is coming, that's fine. Covered, okay, perfect, that's fine. Double defended, no worries yet. Okay, winning the exchange, or just winning outright, I think, because there's no way for me to stay close to the king, stay close to the piece. Okay, that sucks. I'm probably gonna lose. 29 seconds left, but I mean they now have a queen and a rook. Ooh, this game went badly against me. I think I just played the clock too much. Shit, right there. Sorry for the swearing. Oh, that was a good pre-move. Yeah, this game is over. There's mate right here. Yeah, mate. Oh, not mate yet. That's mate. There we go. GG, my friend. Hope you guys learned something from that defeat. Let's try to spot the critical moment here. What did I do wrong? Something, yeah, this is where I went wrong here. Oh, sorry, forgive me. Gotta go back again. My bad, guys. And I'm not gonna edit this down, by the way. I'm just gonna leave all this clicking in here. Okay, here we go. Here, what do? I can't capture. If I move here, I just lose the bishop. If I move here, captures, I still lose the bishop. What if I just move you here, then captures, I move the king out of the way, and my rook is defended twice by the king and the bishop. But then we end up with this move. I can only cover with the bishop, and then that's mate. So yeah, so this was, the blunder was before this. The blunder was, I guess, yeah, not seeing this pawn move and putting my king in the direct line of sight. Like I should have just stayed here, but then I lose this pawn or move this pawn up, takes, and then takes, let them be up a pawn. I should have not worried about trying to hold on to all these pawns. That might have given me a bit more firepower and kept the position a bit more complicated for me to stay in the game a bit longer. Anyway, in my defeats, I hope you learn a lesson now and then, and enjoy the rest of your day. Carry yourself with dignity, and never stop having fun. Take care.